To be honest, I don't think. But I'll tell you what, on the knee down, just for some shits and giggles. So today is an interesting day. I'm going to be going and test riding a couple of motorbikes. And if you just want to get straight to the review and what I think about the bike, I'm going to put a time on the screen now, so you can skip me just talking nonsense of subject, but probably the reason you've clicked on this video. Jump straight to it. Otherwise, if you're still here, I've got maybe a little bit of a rant, and I'm interested to get your opinion about it, really, if I'm honest. And I've got a subject that's pretty close to my heart. I mean, look, I'm in a fortunate enough position today to buy this bike, test ride other very exotic bikes, particularly in the environment that we are in today with the coronavirus. I feel very fortunate. And one thing that kind of pisses me off, in fact it does piss me off, is BMW and how they treat their staff. It's actually a little upsetting, to be honest, because when I bought this bike, I become pretty good friends with the sales guy. He's a really decent fellow, actually, and I actually did try to get him a job at the firm that I work in currently. And just to give you a bit of context, I've worked in sales since I was 16 years of age, and I'm now 38, so that's quite a long period of time. And let me tell you right off the bat, sales isn't easy. It isn't an easy job at all, because I won't go into it, but my point being is, the sales jobs that I've had, you know, having a basic salary, which 9 times out of 10 is peanuts, that just about covers the bills, it puts a lot of pressure on you, which forces you to act differently towards people that are looking to buy something from you, whether that's a motorbike, a house, a bag of sweets, a dildo, whatever it is. It puts pressure on that person. They're not going to be themselves around you. And I've worked for companies that have paid me peanuts. I mean, like, the basic salary hasn't even covered my essentials for the month. And look, I was never in a position, I've come from a council estate, I never had the opportunity to go to university, you know, extra education. My parents were absolute fucktards, to be honest. There was no education from them at all. And I've kind of like come from the streets. And I'm not like saying this for you to give me like a sympathy vote. I'm kind of saying this to sort of say a point, like, I haven't had a choice in the sense of being in sales. The majority of people that are in sales, to be honest, are probably there because they don't want to be, and they've not had any other choice. And I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but in my case it was. And I did go, what's this guy doing? There you go, or girl. And cut a long story short, I did go back to college. I studied. I became an accounts assistant for 18 months. I got qualifications registered in the AAT, which is the Association of Accounting Technicians, and the money was shit. It was actually worse than sales. So the thing that sort of really perplexes me about BMW, I've worked for companies that are nowhere near as big as BMW, and they pay me maybe, or they've paid me in the past, 20 or 30% more than what BMW pays its sales staff. And look, I know you could argue that they get commission on selling bikes, but yeah, they do, and they do have blinded months. And I know for a fact, because I've spoken with people, salesmen at BMW, my mate who I bought this from, and he's told me how much, what is going on here, like seriously, like what the I've completely lost my train of thought. You alright, mate? Oh, thank you. Just crawling up my arsehole. Yeah, so I know how much they earn, and my friend that I bought this off, he told me, look, he's had a couple of blinding months where he sold a few bikes. Thank you. where he sold a few bikes, and but then he said to me, look, the following months, the 2 or 3 months, he hasn't actually earned that much money. And so that blinding month or two that he's had, the wages have kind of been divided over the rest of the months, and actually he'd probably get more money selling stamps in the post office. And that's the thing that frustrates me. Okay, yeah, get another job, you know, do something else, get another high paying job. That's easy to say, but I know from first-hand experience, when you're in sales and you try and get out of it, it's so difficult, because employers will only look at your CV, and some of them don't have the aptitude or the mindset to look beyond that CV, and it's kind of like a lot of salespeople are stuck between this catch-22 position. And anyway, my point being is, like, BMW is a premium brand. They've got more money than most companies on the planet, and they pay their sales staff shitty money, where Sainsbury's probably pay their staff more money than BMW, and it pisses me off. It's like, oh, I know it's a bit of a rant, but it just upsets me. And particularly when I get like a message from BMW and like, how is your service, like, what did you think, you know, rate us from 1 to 10 and all that bullshit. And I'm like, actually the service is sublime in BMW. Like, all of the guys are great in there so far, the ones that I've had contact with, apart from service, but that's another conversation altogether. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, it just absolutely puzzles me when they, yeah, BMW will send you like this, what do you call it, the survey to, you know, ask about what the service was like, and you tell them, and you know, the service you actually get from the guys at BMW is really good, and knowing that they're getting paid peanuts to sell you a product, particularly in the showrooms, you know, they definitely whack a drink on it. So anyway, what do you think? I'm interested to hear, because I've been struggling with this, to be honest, and it kind of upsets me. If it was kind of like a local business, and there's a guy, you know, and he's got 20 motorcycles in his shop, and he's a local firm, he's got a couple of kids working for him, you know, fair enough. Right, if he's paying them X amount, and the kids, it's just a stepping stone for the salespeople in that little shop that's called, let's just say, ABC Motorcycles Limited, then fine. But when you've got like a global brand like BMW that is monstrously successful in its finances and so on, it's kind of like exploiting a particular sector of sales, which I find, I don't know if I have trouble dealing with it, to be honest. So the S1000RR, this is the 217 model. They didn't have a brand new one like the 220, 219, because they've sold them all apparently. And even though that I was coming down like last week, he didn't bother to tell me then. He's like, no, I haven't got any, I've only got the 217. I'm like, well, what is wrong with people? Seriously, dude, you knew I was coming down to test drive the 2019, 2020. So I've got the 217. I'm like, well, I might as well take that out then, just for some shits and giggles. But anyway, I'm on the 2017 S1000R. I don't know how good of a review this is going to be, because I've never done a review before, to be honest. I'm just going to give you my honest opinion. I'm not going to go through specs and all that sort of stuff. I know it's got 200 brake horsepower, but that's about as much as I'm going to give you, because probably you've seen 1,000 reviews on this bike already, and you're not going to need me to go over stuff you probably already know. The first thing I'd say, as soon as you're in this position, the tyres are a bit flat. Unbelievable. The first thing I would say, as soon as you're in this position, The tyre is so flat. Oh my god. That's the first thing that struck me straight away, is the tyres are flat. So the first thing, when you're in this position on a motorcycle, yeah, it is very comfortable, but the first thing for me is like, I'm thinking of being naughty. I feel like a naughty boy. Like, that's the first thing. When I'm in this position, I'm like, right, I'm ready. And yeah, that's I don't know, a good or a bad thing, but I think on something like this, it's much easier to lose your license than if you're on, say, like a super naked, like the S1000RR for argument's sake. But first impressions of this: one, the tyre's flat; two, yeah, quite comfortable. So I've just been riding this bike down the motorway, and to be honest, it isn't that much more uncomfortable, or it isn't that much more, it isn't that different compared to my my S1000 single R. To be honest, it's not like a mass amount of difference, not like night and day kind of difference, to be honest with you. So from that point of view, like, the comfort side of things is pretty much not exactly the same, but it's not that different. No back brake on this, that's great. Yeah, it's not that different. I'm so disappointed I didn't get to take out the newer model for 2020. So disappointed. Again, they're trying to sell motorbikes. I guess they just wanted to get me in a showroom. Why didn't he just say to me, I haven't got the 2020 model in stock? I'd have gone like, alright, no worries. This, I haven't tried to exploit the power yet. Not as though that I feel as though I need to be honest. I think the comfort side of things, because I know it's going to be brutally fast, it's very stable. I haven't able to put it around in the corners yet because the tyres feel flat. It doesn't feel as though that there's enough in them, which is, again, a little bit disappointing. If you know I'm coming down to test ride a bike, you know, you've had over a week's notice, put some air in the tyres. But there's no doubt that this is a fantastic bike. It is a great machine. Is it worth spending? Is it, I mean, compared to mine, is it worth spending an extra couple of quid to get this? I don't know. To be honest. If I was doing more track days, then probably yeah, and I do intend to do track days. I was going to do some this summer, but obviously with the COVID-19 situation, there's no chance of that happening. Well, I don't know actually. We only come out of lockdown a couple of weeks ago, so it's a possibility that maybe the tracks have opened up. I'll have to give it a little look-see, wooksy. But yeah, this is it's quite comfortable. This is a comfortable bike. I mean, if you compare it to the S1000R, the R is obviously more comfortable. It's kind of like a comfortable with naked girls spraying you with water pistols, fanning you with a banana leaf kind of comfortable. This is kind of a, I'm just sitting in my armchair comfortable. So I better put some fuel in it. If I can't get any change to put air in the tyres on this, should I put some air in the tyres? Jesus, it's so annoying like that I have to put air in the bloody, I should stop moaning really, but for, seriously, here's a bike. We haven't got the bike that you was coming down to test ride, John, but here's one completely different, and by the way, it's got flat tyres and no fuel in it. Oh, cheers mate. So I'm going to put some air in the fucking tyres. Please let me draw some money out. Are you serious? For fuck's sake. Fuck me. Is it okay to come in? Pay for some fuel? Is the air free here?
It's £1 straight.
The cash machine isn't working. And I need some air. What can I do?
What we could do is put, like, basically charge you £1.
That's fine.
£1 out the till. So if you see one of my colleagues,
Tell them.
and just ask them just to do that.
That's really helpful. Thank you. Hello. Number 8. But before you do that, I've just tried. I need some air in my tyres desperately. I've just tried your cash point, and this. Sorry.
That's not belongs to us.
Well, I can't draw any money out, so but I need air in my tyres. What your colleague suggested is if you charge me an extra £1 and then take it out of the till.
I'll call the person, so I don't know how to charge the money.
BP Garage, multi-billion, trillion, gazillion pound company. I'm asking for some air in my tyres, and it's like a military operation. Have to pay £1 for air. Like, it's air. Oh God, the world is going fucking nuts. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hello. I'm behaving myself, officer. I'm not doing 1,000 miles an hour down the motorway. I'm gonna bloody kill myself. Right. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, fuck me. Where are they? Where are you? I can't find the knobs. There you are. There you are, you little fuckstick. Great test ride. Great bloody test ride. 36 front. I wonder how flat they're going to be. Let's have a look. I'm going to put some fucking air. So I'm test riding this bike. Test riding this bike. And so far I've put 13 quid worth of fuel in it. And I'm pumping up the fucking tyres. I haven't even done a mile on the fucking thing yet. Oh my God, this BMW, please. Fucking sort this design out. Like, are you retarded? You're supposed to be the best engineers in the world. So, we're at 29 PSI. For me, that is... Oh. I've really noticed that. 29. I don't know. What's that track bloody PSI, to be honest. 37. 36. There you go. End. So now, get the fucking... Mummy. Mummy, please help me. Mummy, help me pump my tyres up. This one's a bit easier to get to. Thank you, Mummy. I love you, Mummy. Oh, fuck. Spoke too soon. 42, so 16 PSI. Fucking hell. There's supposed to be 42 on the back and it's 16. Practically a flat tyre. Wow. Wow. They're trying to sell motorcycles. Come on. Trying to sell motorcycles and they're letting motorcycles go out of their showroom. Like, if I was a new rider, if I didn't understand motorcycles and got the experience I have and I just rode this, it's one of the fastest motorbikes you can buy. It's got the wrong fucking tyre pressure on it. Like, are you pumping up? What's going on? 42. Yeah, like BMW are letting motorbikes, or this particular showroom, they're letting motorcycles go out of their showroom with like tyre pressure on that is dangerously low. Dangerously low. And he's known for a week I've been coming down, by the way. Like, oh God. I might be a bit of a moany old bitch today, but is it just me? What do you think? Like, if you're spending fucking 10 grand, 12 grand, 20 grand, you're talking to me about a 20 grand S1000RR motorcycle, like, at least fucking, oh, anyway. Ah, straight away. Now we're on a bike. Oh, this isn't the same motorcycle. Got to scrap everything I just said. Now I'm on the bike. Oh. Now I'm on the motorcycle. Oh, this position makes you feel so racy. Cheers, mate. Look at that. See, look at this. Look, people just know when you're on this bike. They just know. This is arguably one of the fastest things on the road. Like, the fastest thing with headlights. For four wheels, you've got to be looking at something like the McLaren. Wow. Oh. Oh my God. Oh God. She is. That is. Right. Oh, this is what happens is I ride these bikes and they make me smile and giggle. Wow. It's comfortable. It's quick. It is much quicker than the S1000R. I'm getting lots of people giving me attention because I'm on this. This bike has got some serious respect, dude. It is much easier to ride faster than the S1000 Single R, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I don't know where to start with it really. It's just easier to ride fast. It's just so responsive. That front end feels like stuck to the road, as where the Single R is much more flighty. But again, as I said before, it could be that's a good thing, having a flighty front end, because it's more fun. It makes more of an experience and kind of, you know, you want to giggle. But this does make you want to go fast. It is kind of like saying, come on, I've got all of these electronic, I've got all of these electronic rider aids. I've got your back. Come on, let's have some fun. And now I've gone out and actually test rode one of these, would I have this over my S1000R? Oh, I don't know is the answer to that. You'll find out soon enough though.